Hey guys, it's Eric here, and I just realized it's been a while since I've done a scenes video and then another tricks and tips and tricks video. That's what it was. Haven't done one of those in a minute. So, this one's just going to cover settings and sensitivities, what I personally use. So we're going to get into that real quick. So yeah, whatever. Audio. Go to audio, there we go. So yeah, I have subtitles off, English, yeah. Master volume, I don't have it fully up to 100 mainly because I don't feel like blowing out my eardrums. I have surround sound for that very good reason. Yeah. I also have the dialogue volume at 15 mainly so that I can tell time for the most part, so I hear the tick of the time. It just helps me for a bit so that I know, okay, I got 15 seconds left. The voice chat, don't mind the number, but I usually have it lower, occasionally higher, depending. It'll drop anywhere from 40 to 75. I never go above 75, mainly because I don't want to hear everybody in my head. Hi-fi is mainly so that I can hear everybody close to me. Mainly because as a defender main, I usually like to sit right on point. I don't know what that is. Whatever. I'll change it. Oh, that's just mute sound when the window's unfocused. Okay. So that's just, whatever. Display-wise, I run a crappy shit computer, but I'm running at about 1920, 18. I'm running about a 1080. I don't have the highest hertz rates. I should eventually be getting about I should be getting a 1050 or 1070 Ti pretty soon, or at least a 1050 Ti. And I should be running about 144 hertz. But right now, I'm using about 60 hertz, running the automatic aspect. Field of view, that's up to you guys, really, because it's a vertical field of view, not a horizontal. Everybody usually expects a horizontal, and that's why they put all the way up. But for me, I prefer a 90-degree field of view. That's just what I like. Graphics otherwise, I run my texture quality high. Any higher than that, I'm gonna have issues and it'll lag out. I run about 8x LOD, that's high. I don't run it any higher than that. Shading's high. Everything else is pretty high. I like this ambient occlusion. It's just soft shadowing. That's about it. All that really does is allows for when you're looking at say a shadow or looking around the edges, it's just like it's just a little extra added detail to what you're looking at. So you look into like someplace where like you look around a corner and it's just lighting. Lighting's a little different, and you get a little bit more. How do you say? The shadows aren't extremely dark. You can kind of tell by the lighting, etc. So, you know how lighting works. Like how if you have the light on a certain point or around a certain corner, the shadow doesn't exactly stay dark forever. It slowly fades. That's all it does. I go with the bloom and lens flare mainly so that it's just me. That's all it is. Simulated camera lens artifact. That's all it is. Zoom in depth of field. I turned that off because I don't need that on. Anti-aliasing. I have TAA. It's just the best. What I have is fast, and it's one of the better qualities I have. Render scaling. I got that thing all the way to F and down. And that's why I have such a low resolution. I'm running about 60 FPS right now, but once I'm in game, I'm running on average about 45. And now finally controls. Raw input, yeah, I always put that on just because. I've changed up my settings a bit. I'm getting actually used to a set of new sensitivities. So my horizontal and vertical are going to be the same for the most part, mainly because I prefer focus controlled aim and being able to move my mouse up and down as I want. ADS I've lowered. Now I had to get adjusted to this because of the fact that it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. And hang on for 1 second. I gotta go do something real quick. Just a little bit of sticky residue from eating. Hang on. Alright, now I'm back. So for these sensitivities that I have set up, you're gonna hear the chair. It's meant for, how do you say, more controlled aim. So I lowered the ADS because originally I had that thing, originally my sensitivities were 25, 25, and 75. So my ADS was really, really high, and I took note that my aim was kind of a little bit off. I was aiming right on point towards the heads, but my shots would miss by like centimeters. No joke, just centimeters right off point, and I would miss the headshot, and it'd be maddening. So with this, it's a little slower for sure, but I'm getting used to it. Another thing that they've also added finally is, and I've been wondering when they would do it, is drone deployment. So originally, drone deployment, you didn't have an advanced or standard. You always had a standard drone deployment. So standard is when you deploy the drone, as you can read right here, you automatically enter the drone view and control the drone. I didn't like that. One, it screwed me over. It screwed me over quite a lot, because I would toss in my drone and I would automatically go straight into drone view and realize, oh crap, somebody's coming right around that corner, and I click 5 real quick and I'd be too late. I'd be way too late. Now, the one issue with sensitivities with this, my sensitivity is meant for straight up control. Control, control, control. It's meant for sustained control fire. So for this, my sensitivity is best used for single shots and burst fire. Not and a little bit of it can handle automatic, but it's meant for like coming around the corner and boom, boom, boom. The fight should be over before you get into a sustained. It's not meant for sustained fighting. It's meant for going around the corner and quick bursting, coming around the corner, and it's. I have to get used to peaking with it a little bit because it is that much more slower. Now, if you want to have quick flicks, I would suggest what was his name? I think it was Chaotic LFS, or what was his name? It's not Godly Noob, no. Godly Noob used Kickstarter's settings, if I remember right, and Beulah has a whole different setup. You can go find their videos and go find them for what their settings are, but I think the one that I was talking about was either Narcoleptic Nugget or Chaotic LFS. But anyways, was it Chaotic LFS? No. It was somebody, but their settings were that essentially 26 for vertical and 80 horizontal. Now for them, for that kind of setting, and I think their ADS was like 20 or something like that, or 26. It might have been the other way around with the vertical and ADS, but one of them was 26 and one of them was 20. Either way, with that kind of setup, that's meant for somebody that's really wanting to run around and quick. It's kind of hard to get used to, but it does allow for you to do quick flicks, and I'm not one to do quick flicks. I prefer to have sustained control, run, get around the corner, etc. Sustained control, burst fire. And I prefer having more speed going up and down and diagonally than trying to do quick flicks horizontally. So that's mainly focusing on horizontal. You have to be pretty good at aiming at head level for that one. I learned that the hard way. I was aiming, expecting somebody to crouch, and they came around the corner full tilt running, and I screwed up. But anyways, we're gonna get into a couple matches. What is it? My setup for is pretty much normal, except for I have my push to talk on N. Reason for that is so that I can drone at the same. I have a pretty large. I don't have exactly large hands, but my keyboard is not like a gaming keyboard. It's not exactly customized, so it's kind of hard for me to be doing W and U. So I prefer putting my middle finger on the W and my right finger or thumb is going to be on N. That's how I usually run it. So I'll be doing that. I'll be running around my drone W and N. It's easier for me to talk rather than ping, rather than going W and Z. I don't like ping, and especially for ranked. Pretty much everything on here is pretty much the standard. My melees, it's pretty much all standard. I do have set up different key bindings for my primary and my secondary gadget. So I mainly will use my primary gadget. I rarely will actually use 4 for my secondary gadget, but it's usually going to be G. That's just easier for me. 5, 6, etc. It's pretty much all standard. Weapon swap, I never touch that button. I usually use my mouse wheel to switch weapons. Firing mode is, B. Meh. And that's pretty much about it. That's all I've got. I don't really ever use the spectator cameras from page up and down. I don't really use those. I don't even use move up a floor or not. And I don't use move down a floor. I have the button set up for that, but I don't really do any of that. So, yeah, that's pretty much all my settings for that. When I had my controller back then, my vertical sensitivity and my horizontal sensitivity were 30. However, my dead zones were 5. That's about as low as it can go, unless you were to go into the game settings folders and you went and changed it there. That's the only other way you're going to be able to change the dead zones. Dead zones, you want them down. The minimum, I would say, at the very least, if you're going to change it in the settings, is 1. You at least want a little bit of a dead zone, just a bit. You can put it to 0 if you want, but that's up to you. No aim assist. And besides that, you don't get aim assist for anything besides terrorist hunt, and ADS is also 75. This is my fast setup. This is when I was playing with a controller. I nowadays play with a mouse and keyboard. But with the controller, this setup was meant for essentially rushing. Yeah, you could easily get around the corner and you do burst fire very quickly. Gadget deployment was toggled and advanced, and We'll take a good look at the control layout. I had default. So, aim, shoot, gadget, unique ability, blah blah blah. Weapon swap, change stance. It was easy. It was really easy to actually use it like this. They don't have now. This is kind of harder with the spectator camera. They don't really have that anymore. What's happened with the spectator camera, and what I've noticed is, you can't actually move your drone much more than forward. You can't actually turn the camera back and forth. See, it says tilt camera, but it doesn't tilt the camera anymore. And pan horizontally, so So all you could do, and even then you couldn't really, I had it set up so that I would tilt I could turn the camera, but it didn't. After the last couple of patches it didn't work, so I've forced myself to learn mouse and keyboard, and I found that I like mouse and keyboard. Anyways, we're going to get ourselves into a couple of casual matches, and I'll be just going over some beginner tips. I don't know if I've actually done beginner tips yet. I might have actually covered some beginner tips. But since I've, learned and experienced more over time, some things have changed, some things haven't changed. But I'll be going over mainly working on aim, ADSing, and just overall mindset of the game. So I'm defending today. We're gonna go with Bandit. Now, I normally would have gone Ella, but Ella has lately been a bit of a pain in the ass to use. Mainly because with this new settings, I have to get used to her new recoil. And the recoil is way out of town. But I'm getting better. And if you guys are wondering what I'm drinking water. I'm not going to be playing Drunk Siege. Not for a while. There'll be another day for that.
Secure the bombs.
Bomb wire set. Defense activated. Bomb wire ready. Activated device. Bomb reinforced.
10 seconds.
I don't know why I did that, but I'll do it.
5 seconds and counting.
So, I don't, as you...
Surveillance on bomb. Op 4 has a diffuser.
Okay, there's a reason why I did that. Mainly because sounds are much more clear. They come through.
Located a bomb.
Reloading.
Oh, I fucked up. I should not pick
All
that.
friendlies have been neutralized.
God, that hurt. Yeah, I gave way too much my body. So there I learned, okay, I shouldn't have picked that. The hard way. Moving on. So again, I'm not gonna win everything. I'm not gonna do much. There's not much I can do about that. Lately, I've been also getting used to playing a lot of Jackal, mainly because it's like the fact that he has an integrated barrel, heavy barrel, so the load of recoil going up is less. So it's much more manageable. I just like it. I just like how it is. And plus, I love his kit. He has information detection.
To locate a bomb.
He carries smoke grenades, and he has a way to get in through doors, with his shotgun, which is what I'm running. Castle. They're on the first floor. Looks like the other bomb's gonna be in garage. Yeah. Man, this is a complicated game. This will be a complicated setup.
10 seconds.
I'd say go for the gym run. Go for A side
5 seconds to go.
if we can. We can push garage and easily get there.
Secured. Proceed to bomb location and defuse it.
The fuck's your clue, Fuse? Oh, come on. Tell me he had a shotgun. Yeah, he had a shotgun. Yeah, we're just gonna lose this because my team sucks. And I don't know why. They're all running shotguns and rushing us. What am I gonna play? Fuck it. I'll get the K1A. I'm just gonna go fucking hide. So normally I should have won that fight with Bandit, except for the fact that he decided he was gonna go with a fucking shotgun. Grand idea.
Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds left. Located a bomb.
Fuck me. That didn't take fucking long. phone. Blackbeard in kitchen. God, this guy's
One
got
friendly remaining.
poor ass aim. But we're gonna lose this anyways.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Nope, he's not in garage. He's not in garage. He's over by kitchen. To your southwest.
Yeah, he's in 15.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Damn. We got one. Alright. So again, as you could tell with my when I was playing as digital, the recoil management on the gun was slightly better than what I normally would have. I was able to actually hit the Blackbeard quite a bit. Spray, and that was just straight up spraying at him. I could barely tell where he was and what he was doing. But he got lucky by turning. His shield took most of the goddamn damage. We might actually try this again. But overall, when you wanna, if you're getting into this game, I want a suggestion for settings is you want to go down. You want to have low horizontal, low vertical, and low ADS. Your ADS you want at most. You might want a little higher than what I have, around 50. But your vertical and horizontal should be about 10. That's my recommended settings
Fortify the room.
because
You need to keep the hostage secure.
you want to be able to, what is it? You want to be able to have a lot of control. It's probably hard to hear me right now. Oh, it's hostage. Never mind. Okay, I was being an idiot right there for like 2 seconds.
10 seconds left. Good work. Hostage location secure.
말보다는 행동이지.
Careful, there's a thermite there. Careful, this killer. It's on IQ. Thermite's down the stairs. I was thinking stairs. Ash on stairs. Hold. She's gonna come around the corner. It's an Ash.
One op 4 remaining.
Nice. Good work. Ash is dead. Well, this guy should be a thermite. Or, no, bottom.
Where is he?
Below.
Oh, damn it.
Dining.
He's in kitchen, let's see. Watch out.
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Damn it! I took the easy kill from IQ. So, again, as you could tell, I wasn't ready for that. I was preparing myself to shoot towards the stairs, not right next to the stairs, which is where Ash was, and as you can tell, I lost that fight pretty quickly. So, what you want to slowly learn, and what I'm trying to pick up on, is know where your enemy is and pre-fire it. So if you can get a good read on where the enemy is, and I'm not really paying too much attention right now because I'm talking, you want to be able to read where you want to be able to hear where they
You can
are,
find the hostage.
and as an attacker you want to be able to see where they are, because I mean you've got 2 drones. Save them, especially in ranked. Especially in ranked. In casual, I don't mind losing my first drone, because you know what, I got another one. But in ranked, 2 drones, ooh-wee. That first drone can be considered a sacrificial lamb. It's gonna see it. And they're upstairs. And he decides he's gonna leave. Fuck.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
And he just,
5
oh well,
seconds to
shit.
insertion. You are clear to engage. Find the hostage and proceed to extraction point. Op 4 last stop standing.
He said fuck this shit. That was easy.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission
As you
successful.
can tell, I didn't read where he was, but I figured he was going to be somewhere over there. Prepare myself. Boom. Right on target. Easy. And I take the lead. I'll take my lead real quick. Alright, this time I'm probably going to play a little bit of Ella, just because. Mainly because I need to get used to her. But as you can tell with this, my aiming is slightly slower, and with that, you get more accurate. That's why you want to have that ADS originally around, you may even want to go down to 30 as a recommended setting, just to get used to ADSing. I recommend 50, and then running it from between anywhere from 30 to 50. I would not go down to 20 because that's a little low. That's actually pretty low. normally I would probably use this as a way to keep anybody out from the windows, but today's just not the day.
Has injured the hostage. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds and counting. Friendly stabilize the hostage. Op 4 has eyes on the hostage.
That's the thing about her gun. Recoils out the fucking window. I'm trying to get used to it.
Swapping mag.
I did not do that. But I'll take that. Oh! Basement! Basement, 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 sledge. Doc, what are you doing? Pay attention. To your northwest, Doc. To your northwest, Doc. Sledge. From here, southwest.
Last
Southwest.
operator standing.
It's a sledge. Coming down the stairs. Towards the basement. Cellar. Kill the Jaeger, if you can. Jaeger, what are you doing? Get back in here. This guy keeps going recruit. But anyways, moving on. As you could tell, with that, that was just prediction. As you can tell, I didn't shoot at the middle of the window. I shot at the corner, and the reason for that is, namely sounding. I like to hear sounds. I took advice from a video from Get Flanked and took notice that when you open up the windows just a tiny bit towards a corner or whatnot, sounds come in. And when they come in, it's much better for you. And they're downstairs in the kitchen right now. No, they're not.
10 seconds to insertion.
No, it's... Is it bar? The fuck? Where are they? Bar? No, they should be downstairs. Basement?
Hostage located. Hostage located.
I am deploying.
Jesus, we're getting picked off pretty badly here. He's prone, isn't he?
Break fire going in!
I have to attack from a whole different angle. I have to figure out. Come on! Hold! Don't die! Please! I'm going around the other way. Oh, fuck.
We have been eliminated.
Fuck me, she was right there. Did I hit her? No, I didn't. She got me there. Dang it. So again, I shouldn't have pushed that. I should have actually... But then again, it's also running out of time. That's the whole issue with this, is time. So the whole point of this is, one, as you can tell, I was ready for the Capcan. I was definitely ready for the Capcan. I was not ready for the Cav. I mean, I was prepared, but I missed. So that was, They're upstairs again. Seems like it's the same place.
The hostage has been located.
No? Oh, Cav's running around there.
10 seconds before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. Hostage found.
Well. Watch your step now, Uncle. Changing back.
On me. On me. Ah, fuck. Cav's running around outside my kitchen. Careful, Fuse, she's behind you. Just move to objective at this point. GG.
Drone is active.
On the stairs.
Deploying smoke grenade.
You're looking at it right there behind the barrels.
Drone is a go. Enemy located. Basement. Drone activated.
Fuse, you're on your own, by the way. The recruit's not helping.
15 seconds left. 10 seconds. 5 seconds remaining. Down to one friendly. Time expired.
Oh, and as you can tell right there, I got the most kills mainly because I was able to ADS well and also able to control my aim much more better than when I had my ADS at 75. So the thing is what you want to the game the way of the game is essentially slow, controlled, and you get better aim. And with better aim, you're going to get better games, you're going to get better kills. You're going to be able to hit those headshots, you're going to get those one taps. Now you won't be able to do the quick taps, the flicks, as well with this setup, but you will be able to prepare yourself and hold, how do you say, you'll be able to at least hold better tight angles. So I usually, if I'm holding tight angles, it's usually going to be a Rook, or if not Rook, it'll be a Jaeger, Bandit, or possibly a Frost. I rarely actually use a tight angle on any other operator. Shit, I guess I get to sit on this one. So here you know what? This is good. As I sit here and talk, we'll get to watch them in play. So I'll probably be focusing on probably Doc because he should have an ACOG. But again, for recruits, people that are new, ADSing is always going to be part of this game. You always want to be able to aim down sights.
Secure the room.
Did he? He got a fucking hollow. He got a fucking hollow on a P90. Ah, that's an ugly ass sight. Okay, suggested sights. It's really a preference, especially in defense, because they're all really good sights. But I normally prefer the reflex sight because of what it is. It's reflexive. It's a reactive type sight. Hollow is meant for me, in my opinion, I prefer hollow only to use it as
10 seconds.
It's not a bad sight, but I just prefer to use reflex because it's a much more reactive sight rather than
Located the biohazard container.
the hollow. The hollow is meant for like getting the pinpoint shot. The red dot is also the same thing as the hollow. It's just much more simplified. The hollow has that little ring around it that I'm not really a fan of. It does get in the way for a lot of people. Other times it's not. It's not too distracting, but for me, I honestly think, I'm not a fan of it. It's just a big box, and I prefer something else. She's just randomly tossing her cameras. So, Doc here knows, okay, they've got a shield, they've got some, and they've got a glass. So, all for they know, they could have a Monty Blitz, but they know for sure they got a glass. I want to say it's Monty if it's Flash, because normally you don't take. It's usually it's breach charges and smokes for Blitz. That was unlucky. There's Thermite. And as you can see here with like Doc and how he's ADSing, it's not good. You can kind of tell. You can kind of tell his ADSing is too high. In my opinion, it's a little too high because he's not able to hit the. He's and his vertical and horizontal are off point. As you can tell right here, it's he's aiming with no purpose at this point. So I'm gonna check his level. I think he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's fucking doing. He's 13.
All friendlies were eliminated.
So he's aiming without purpose, and that's a basic mistake that a lot of newbies will do. You want to aim towards doors, you want to aim towards windows, not just where you hear stuff, but where they're likely going to come. And you always want to be predictive. I'm going to play glass today. So another thing is when aiming down sight, the sensitivity is, I think I'm repeating myself at this point, but you want that lower sensitivity for control. And you also, again, aim with purpose, aim with a purpose to kill, aim with a purpose knowing that there's going to be someone coming around that corner or coming through that window. As he saw the guy up in the window, but he should have been paying more attention to the guy running into the door right as he turned towards that window. Because of that, that cost him a couple seconds, more like half a second, and he wasn't able to adjust his aim in time, and again, he was also not aiming without purpose. That's something that needs to be changed with newbies. You want to learn to aim with purpose. You don't want to just fire randomly, and you don't want to just sit in a fucking corner all day. You want to, if you're going to sit in a corner and anchor, take an ACOG, get yourself a shield, and sit in a corner and hold tight angles.
Proceed to biohazard container location.
There you go. I really shouldn't be missing these shots, but I am.
Activating override. Let's see who's nearby.
Target position.
Operator standing. Secure the biohazard container. Op 4 eliminated.
Okay, and you know what? I'll play Ella just for fun. Mainly just to show you that the recoil on her has changed considerably, and although my settings are meant to maintain recoil, it's a little harder with her gun, and I end up usually wasting a whole mag before actually killing somebody. I get lucky often with her. But the thing is, with the settings that I have given and recommended, it's meant for mainly to maintain recoil control. You get a smaller margin and much better control
Barricade the
over your
room. We
recoil
need to protect the
overall.
biohazard container. Op 4 located the biohazard container.
Yeah, sounds up again.
Protect the biohazard container at all costs.
No time to waste.
So my QE is usual, it's fast, it's great. You're asking for a death wish there, Capcan, but okay. Fuck! God damn it! I'm toxic right now. I'm pissed. God, he had to open up the fucking windows. That was a lucky ass shot. He was aiming for the Capcan.
One friendly. Protect the biohazard container. Protect the biohazard container. All friendly.
We're gonna lose this.
Mission failure.
I couldn't get a damn fucking kill because I got fucking blasted by the glass right off the bat moving towards the connector room. I probably shouldn't have, but then again, he probably should have never opened up those fucking windows. How about you shut up? I'm not gonna deal with this toxicity. You know what? I'm gonna go with yeah, I'll go with Jackal. So another thing for newbies, another general tip is play the operators. Play all the operators as much as you can. Once you get the operators and you start rolling into that renown and you start getting able to buy operators, mind you now, operators are quite costly. However, you don't have to buy sites anymore. All sites are free. So that's another thing too that I've noticed is some newbies don't ever get any fucking sights on their weapons. I suggest going through before you even get into a match, go through and pick the sights that you want on your gun, test out the sights, see what you like, and
10 seconds.
and then use it. For the love of God, use the fucking sights. It's kind of harsh to deal with when you have people that are like straight up using no sights. I mean, I get if you're playing recruit, yeah. Recruits never get any sights. But if you're playing on something like this, and my aim is god awful. And you're playing an operator with no fucking sights, you're an idiot. I don't want. Okay, I won't be too harsh. You're inexperienced and you don't know what you're doing.
Hey Jackal, why don't you go breach charge that castle wall?
I don't have a breach charge.
Why not? That's like the main reason you need that.
How about you cork it? I grabbed smokes. That's my usual setup for Jackal.
It was so bad because you play rank. Good for you, dude.
How about you aim and actually get this fucking little smoke over here?
Charge. Stay clear.
Come on.
Here we go. Stay
Get the
back.
smoke, buddy. He's hiding out in the corner of the maps, northwest.
Hostile activity. Neutralize the threat. Securing the room. Four last stop standing.
There you go.
Secure the container.
Nice.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Wow.
And I'm going to mute the son of a bitch. Because he's getting a little cocky. Anyways, moving along. So again, with now what you saw what I was trying to do there, I was trying to get a tight angle. I failed to do that, and the smoke was able to get. Again, he was holding an angle. He managed to see quite a bit of my body right there. Actually, you know what? I'll take rook. Cock. Okay. So with now, what you want to do when you're anchoring, and I'll show, is you want to hold tight angles. You want to hold tight angles. You want to hide behind stuff. And you don't want to roam too much. You're going to probably stay as an anchor. You're going to be mostly on objective. It's not the funnest thing in the world. It's
Barricade the room.
quite often the most fucking boring thing you could ever do. But you know what? Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to sit there and take the bullets.
Op 4 located the biohazard container.
So I'm going to reinforce this wall because I don't want people coming through there. I'm gonna try to reinforce something.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Please reinforce that, thank you.
Protect the biohazard container at all costs.
So as anchoring, I'm gonna hold this little position, and I'm gonna expect them to come through there. So they got a glass. Castle, don't. Okay, never mind, whatever. Castle the other doorway if you want. I just made a new entry hall.
seconds to go. 5 seconds left. Prevent further access to the biohazard container. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
And that, my friends, is how you wait. And you win. I potato there, but I still managed to pull over, and I corrected myself. And that's what I mean by why you want to have your ADS a little low, so you're not overcorrecting yourself. So you see, when I had my ADS at 75, I would overcorrect. I would probably hit the wall and completely not kill that glass. So what I did there is, you saw, I went over, I missed, I ended up hitting all the shelving, but I put the rest of my rounds right into the glass, right into the body shot. It wasn't a nice headshot as one would expect, but you know what, we can't all get headshots in life, and sometimes we gotta make do and go for the body shots, and get what wins. And as you saw there, that's what wins rounds. And if you notice also too, I was holding some pretty tight angles onto the doorway. I heard crouching, and that's what I was expecting. Crouching. You can tell the difference when somebody's walking and crouching. You'll hear more shuffling noises as they crouch, and with more walking noises, it's much more prominent. You hear the more clack-clack sounds. So, learn to differentiate between walking and running and, and crouching, and also know the difference between when somebody's also crawling, because that happens too. I don't know why, but people will do it. I've seen somebody do it. But that's another tip there for some of the new people, is to learn the differences between the sounds, and also to know when somebody's coming in. And lastly but not least, map knowledge. Map knowledge is the last thing you guys ever need, and it's one of the most crucial and more important pieces of information you need. Plus callouts. As you saw me giving callouts, I said southwestern corner or northwestern, northeastern, etc. You have a compass, and so what you want to do is when you're writing somebody, you tell them their name. You say their operator name. Hey, Doc, northeastern corner. You give him the heads up. Oh, I moved northeast. Now, occasionally, it's harder, but it's a little harder when you give them that kind of call out. You normally would expect left to right. And I tell you what, pay attention to left to right, but also give it a grain of salt, because operators and everybody moves. And as we see here, Frost is putting out a cross trap right into the, lining up onto the doorway, and hoping and praying that somebody would step into it. If they're dumb enough to step in it, I would not be surprised, and I don't know why she put barbed wire. And that's another thing. Oh my fucking god.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, I wouldn't have put the frost trap there.
Down to 5 seconds.
So I'm playing with chaos, I'm gonna assume.
Op 4
The
has
fuck?
located
She's
a
like
bomb.
copper.
Be ready
Is
for
she copper
hostile
4?
action.
Okay, whatever. She's copper 4. Shouldn't know what the fuck she's doing. It doesn't matter. Whatever. We don't know the other team too, whether or not they're gonna win or lose. It's all dependent on gameplay and factors. Dokaibe just wasted one of her calls. But well, you guys can learn. And another thing that some people will say in their videos, and a lot of content creators have not said too, but point out a few, is to learn from your mistakes, to learn and analyze your gameplay. What am I doing wrong?
Friendly, last operator standing.
Oh, that didn't take fucking long at all.
Op 4 found
Coming
a
down
bomb.
blue hallway,
Must
going
defend
to
it.
B-bomb. That didn't take fucking long.
Mission failed. All friendlies were
As you can
eliminated.
see, he was trying to go for that quick angle, but by that time, Dokaibe already lined him up. Dokaibe knew where he was, just by sound. So they were pretty much rushing that. For me, actually, Thatcher and Thermite would be good in this one, but we don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna go with smoke grenades because it's bomb. And besides, everybody else has like flash and breach charges, so I don't need to get breach charges. Plus, I have my shotgun.
We need to locate a
That
bomb.
works. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little hoarse. I've been talking for, I don't know, about an hour or more to you guys. I don't know for sure. Sounds like garage or down in the basement. No. Upstairs.
10 seconds before insertion. Advise you to locate a bomb. 5 seconds to go.
I got the
Diffuser is
drone.
now
Okay.
secured. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Breach charge pouch. I'm gonna climb up here real fast. Ah! That's it, there we go.
Reloading.
Oh, come. Oh my fucking god, I was stuck on the corner of the door.
Super low. Must stop there.
Showing up.
One friendly operator remaining.
Bathroom, Doc. Or he's near bathroom, he's on the A site.
No, don't give him the ace. Just kill yourself.
We have eliminated.
How good?
What was the point in doing that? Please give me Frost. Okay, I had a video on Frost. I wish people would watch it more. You don't want to just stick Frost traps in the most fucking obvious places, as we last saw in the last round, where Frost was just sticking them randomly. Don't do that. Don't do what she did. Instead, stick them in places where you're likely going to get traffic and where people are not paying attention. So, corners, up on shadowy places, and dark corners, and halfway in through the doorway. That's one of my favorites. Why? Because shit. Okay.
10 seconds left.
Reinforce the
Down to
core!
5 seconds.
Frost trap there, expecting somebody
Surveillance on
to
bombs. Op
running
4
down the
has the
stairs.
diffuser.
Probably run up here real quick.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. Op 4, last operator standing.
We got it.
You have disabled the bomb diffuser. Good work. Mission successful.
I almost ran right into that claymore there. So that's another thing too. Situation awareness. Know that, hey, the bomb has been planted. Start making your way toward objective as you saw me do. I was timing myself. I was like, I gotta make it to the objective. They're probably already on there. And as you can see, yeah, they were. Now, letting them hit my traps, that's fine. It's not going to always happen. You're not always going to get hit. You're not going to have somebody always hit your frost traps. But you put them in places where it's unexpected and where they may or may not actually hit them. And that's the whole point. And the whole point is to incapacitate them, because once they get out of the trap, because more likely you're not going to always be able to run around and kill them in the trap, but you're going to get them down to 50 HP. They're not going to recover that 50 HP. They're not going to come back to 100. That's no. And you weaken them now. Now they got to play a lot more safer. They got to play a little bit better. I'm going to probably stick the most obvious trap that I can right here. This is an obvious one.
A bomb location has been compromised.
And I'm going to close up this.
Plan your section accordingly.
Yeah, because if they open up this, it gives them a wider avenue to run around with. Only issue with this is it covers them up, which is why I got
Down to
these
10
babies.
seconds.
Setting barbed wire.
Down to 5 seconds.
Setting up.
What?
Bomb
Oh,
located by Op 4.
I like that.
Deploying welcome mat.
I got blocked here.
Laying out the welcome mat.
I'm gonna run down the stairs real quick and go up blue. Oh fuck. Dokabe, half health. A little lower than half. She's over by blue stairs. To your right, Jaeger. So, east. Fuck.
One
I warned
friendly
you.
operator remaining.
Coming from the east, Dokabe. You're dead.
Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
So that's the last thing that one needs to do is situation awareness. Know what is going on. Know what's going on, meaning okay, who's died and where, location-wise, and know what the operator is and what operator you're using and what the other people's operators are. And she just definitely got carried. And I showed up last second. We were down to 4 guys, so yeah. I think that's where I'm going to cut my video short today. I've been playing quite a bit. But I just wanted to tell you guys that yeah, sensitivity is a thing and you guys should look into it. I recommend looking at a few other people's sensitivities. Godly Noob, Get Flanked, Matimio, Serenity 17, Kickstar, and the other one is Macy J. Those are the people that I like. I recommend them, and I recommend using their settings if you start to get used to them. However, the settings are all up to you guys. It's up to you how you guys want to play it. It's all up on your playstyle. My playstyle, as you can see, tight angles, controlled aim. Other people don't like having that and would rather go for the pray and spray and go with the high horizontal, low ADS, low vertical, and go straight across and have higher flick capability. I'm not like that. I don't play like that. But as you can see, I was aiming a little slower, but my aim was more accurate, and I wasn't overcorrecting and I wasn't undercorrecting. I was getting on the point. So, thank you guys all. I hope this video was informational to you guys. If anything, go check out my channel. This is where it'll be posted. I also have a Twitch stream if you guys want to go hang out there. And that's all I got really to say. Hopefully you guys have a nice day, enjoy the video, and I'll hopefully have more content out for you guys to see and I'll see you guys all next time.